Shalom Aleichem, peace be unto you, and once again, I am so glad to tell. Well, today I'm going to touch a little on the so-called rapture. There's false doctrines going around stating that the assembly will be raptured before the Great Tribulation. The question is that true? In the negative, no, it's not. There is no such thing in the scripture as a rapture, okay? What people often do, they made a mistake by quoting when Shaul or Paul said, the dead in Messiah shall rise first, and we who are alive will be caught up to be with them in the air. They think he's talking about a rapture. That's not what he's talking about. That video is for another time. However, the Messiah himself in Matthew 24, beginning at verse 29, when he was talking about the end times, in Matthew 24:29, he said, in those days, immediately after the tribulation in those days, the sun shall be darkened and the moon will not give his light, and the powers of the Shemaim, the heavens shall be shaken. And he shall send his angels, or his malachim, with the voice of the shofar, the trumpet, and they will gather the elect from the four corners of the earth. Okay? Pause right there. The elect are the chosen one, the believers, the ones who are saved. They will be gathered when? He said after the tribulation in those days. After. The word after means post. After, not pre, not before tribulation, but after the tribulation, he will send his angels and he will gather the elect from the four corners of the earth. The prophets have never taught anything about a rapture. The disciples, the Talmudim, has never taught anything about a rapture. As a matter of fact, the rapture doctrine was first preached by an Englishman by the name of John Darby in, I think, 1930. And he claimed that he got this from a little girl who had a dream about the rapture. Before John Darby, the rapture doctrine was never preached nowhere. No documentation of such doctrine that's ever been preached on the face of the globe. Right? It was John Darby who started that foolishness. And then people started to pick it up and started to preach on it. I think it was September 24 or 23rd, sometime around there, 2025 this year. And there were people teaching that there will be a rapture. I think it was September 24. I'm not sure if it's 24 or 23rd. I think they did that during the Feast of Trumpets. However, obviously, it was a lie. There was no rapture. There will be no rapture. The Messiah will come and gather his elect after the tribulation in those days. And an example of this is in ancient Egypt. Okay, when our ancestors, Israel, were in Egypt in bondage, when Yah judged the Egyptian mighty one, their gods, with the 10 plagues upon the 10 mighty ones, or the 10 gods of Egypt, the Israelites, they were in Goshen, they were protected. The plagues didn't touch them, even though the Egyptian government, empire, so to speak, was totally devastated. The Israelites were protected. And the reason why they were protected is because, one, they were obedient to the command of the Almighty when he told our ancestors to spread the blood of the lamb upon the doorpost. If they did disobey, then they would have died. Just like in the coming tribulation, those who do not listen and are obedient, for example, when the Messiah said, watch and pray that you escape and stand before the Son of Man. And when he said, flee to the mountains, or whatever place he tells you to flee, or whatever his bidding is, if we do not do it, then we will perish. So yes, the assembly will go through the tribulation, will be protected if we are obedient. And a lot of people will be obedient. Praise his name. So yes, there has never been any rapture in the scripture. Never have, never will be. So until then, Shalom Aleichem, peace be unto you. And once again, I am so glad to tell.